It's Ash from SuperVideos back for another live stream Q&A video. This is going to be Q&A number 120. So as always, we'll wait a few minutes for people to join here, but I'm 10 minutes early because I do have to leave a little bit earlier today, but we'll just wait a few minutes for people to show up here. Giuseppe Rosa says, yo Ash, yo how are you Giuseppe, glad you could join. Let me know if there's any delay or any problems with the live stream here. Giuseppe De Rosa, Ash, you ready for the Champions League? Yes, I am. I'm going to be rooting for Real Madrid again, as always, but yeah, I am. And Giuseppe De Rosa says, let's go Juventus. I'm not a big fan. I know some people are now only fans of Juventus because of Ronaldo, but I'm not a big fan of Juventus. I've always been a fan of Real Madrid, and I don't think that's going to change. I know they don't have a great team at the moment, but I'm still going to root for them. PSG is looking pretty good as well, though, to be honest. Oh, and by the way, the thumbnail that I have for this live stream, I found those images online and they're absolutely freaking amazing because they look so realistic. Of course, it's Photoshopped, but it looks so realistic and it just looks cool. That one with Carol inspired me to think of a video idea that I'm gonna do later this week. But yeah. Giuseppe De Rosa, I've always been a Juventus fan. That's good. That's good. If you've always been a Juventus fan, that's a different story. If you're just a Juventus fan now because of Ronaldo, it passes. It's one of those things that come and go. You know what I mean? Players keep changing teams. You shouldn't change your team because of a player. There's one thing that I missed. My family is Italian. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Interesting. So I'm guessing there's a lot of rivalry between your family members, whether they're, Rome fans, Inter Milan fans, or Juventus fans, right? That's probably a big struggle in your family. There doesn't seem to be a lot of activity on the chat tonight, or today, I better say. Let's hope that changes. I do have to leave a little bit earlier today, but, I'll stick around for like 45 minutes still. But, starting now, 45 minutes, but let's see how many people show up here. Giuseppe De Rosa we mostly watch Italy, Argentina, and USA, and some clubs. Nice. Those are pretty good teams. Italy, Argentina for international side. Brazil, France. So yeah. That's pretty cool. And I'm guessing you're watching US only because you're in the US, because yeah. I might have offended some people here, but when we're talking about football or soccer, I don't think the US is really in this, like, in the discussion for the most part. Giuseppe De Rosa, I know USA is trash. Kind of, kind of. And you say I still love them. That's good. At least you're honest about it. Like, you know the team is not that good. That's what matters. In 3 minutes, I think most people are gonna start coming in because they know the live stream is at this time. I started a bit earlier, but yeah, let's just wait a few minutes for more people to show up here. Giuseppe De Rosa, I guess called a soccer Q&A, LOL. Well, it's a general Q&A, right? It's not specifically to just one thing. And yeah. But we might start doing more topic-specific Q&As for sure. Like outside of Walking Dead, that's what I mean. My camera seems to have died, so let me restart my camera here. Should work better. Let's hope. I don't have to do that again. Yep, it's back now. Voltex33, hi Ash. Hi, how are you? Glad you could join us. By the way, for those of you that might be interested, I did post a video just like half an hour ago where it's just mini stories that have come out and I just talk about them quickly, briefly, and just, you know, share my opinions. But there's a bunch of stuff that are on there, bunch of news. So if you're interested in that, definitely check that out after as well. But in terms of other videos for this week, I don't think there's anything that I'm missing now. Like, I don't think I missed any videos for last week that I need to do. So next week, it's going to be the same schedule. We're going to have our suggested videos. We're going to have our Throwback Thursday, hopefully again Thursday this time. And we're going to have the other Q&A sessions as we always do. And You know, I might throw in some extra videos here and there next week as well. But next week might be a bit slower in terms of the channel because I might not be able to upload that much because I do have to do some shopping. I do have to do some other stuff here and there, just catch up with stuff. So I might not necessarily be able to do lots of videos, but I'll try to at least stay on schedule this time. Voltex33, Jesus will come back on 25th of December. Don't worry, The Walking Dead fans. That's funny. I actually made that joke in the video that I just posted because there's news that we might see zombified Jesus back, and you know, I said, who knows, we might see Jesus rise again, and I just left it at that. But yeah, I think everyone's gonna be making that joke though, because it's Jesus. Come on. Giuseppe De Rosa, will Negan ever die? In the comics, I don't even think he's ever gonna come back. For now, at least. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna come back in the comics. So he's gonna be alive for sure. He's just probably not gonna come back for maybe another 5-6 years. In the show, I don't think so. I think they're gonna follow his comic arc as well. And there's also news that Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who plays Negan, is officially returning to what was it that he was on? Drawing a blank on the name. He was on this show before, right? He's going back to it apparently. So that's concerning a little bit, at least right now. Maybe after the Whisperers, we wouldn't really need to worry about Negan because he's not really in the story that much. But for now, Supernatural, that's what it is, Supernatural. But right now, that's interesting. Like, does that mean Negan is leaving too, or Jeffrey Dean Morgan is leaving too? If he is, then the show could definitely suffer if more core characters like Maggie, Negan, Rick are leaving and consistently leave. I'm just going to make sure that it is Supernatural and I'm not crazy. Yeah, there we go. Jeffrey Dean Morgan returning as John Winchester, episode 300 for Supernatural. So yeah, I don't know if it's just one episode, it could be, but that's definitely something to keep our eyes open for as well in terms of news for Walking Dead stuff. But will he die in the show? Probably not for now. Voltex33, would Morgan be able to beat Beta in a duel in your opinion? If he is in clear mode. Interesting question. Morgan in his clear mode, will he be able to beat Beta? Probably not. Beta is too big. Just physical strength alone, he would take Morgan down. Morgan's only strength is the bow staff. And if he is facing Beta, I don't think Beta would give him a chance to grab his staff in the first place. You know what I mean? Giuseppe De Rosa, Jeffrey Dean Morgan said he's here for the long run. That's perfect. I hope that's the case. Let's be honest, Jeffrey Dean Morgan enjoys Negan. He enjoys playing Negan. So I don't think he ever wants to stop playing Negan. At least not for now. AJYT Abbott, do you think Negan will meet up with the survivors by the end of the season? Meet up with the survivors by the end of the season. I think he is going to see those survivors along the way. But if you mean if he's going to come back with the survivors to Alexandria by the end of the season, I think it's possible, yes. Giuseppe De Rosa, Negan Origins miniseries. Yeah, that's what I talked about in my other video that I posted. They may be doing a Negan movie as well, other than the Rick movie. And I think the Negan movie will be about this. And I'll just bring it up here because I have it right here. It'll be for the Here's Negan. I think that's what they're planning to do, is to have the movie be about the Negan backstory. Here's Negan. Or I think that makes the most sense for them to do that. Giuseppe De Rosa or movie. I think it'll be a movie. I don't think they'll do a miniseries for Negan. I think it'll just be a movie. An AMC movie, same as the Rick stuff, the Rick movie stuff. Voltex 33. So is Beta unbeatable in a one-on-one fight with characters that stayed alive? With the characters that are alive, I think Abraham may have had a chance. Abraham, that's the only guy that I think may have had a chance against Beta. Other than that, one person is not enough. Like if you have, let's say, Beta versus Abraham and Negan, Beta's gone. There's no way he can handle that. If you have Beta versus just one person like Daryl or Negan or Abraham, I think Abraham and Negan come closest to being able to hold their own against Beta. But other than that, I don't see it. Voltex 33. Here's Negan didn't live up to my expectations. What about you? Yes, it was a little bit shorter than I wanted it to be. And it was a little random at times. Like, time was rushing or time was going so fast during some panels, time was going slow during some panels, so it was a little bit all over the place, just a little bit. Overall, I like the concept of the Here's Negan, but I think at the end of the day, they could have done that a lot better. But I think they could definitely improve on that in the show, if they do that on the show, or in the movie, if they do a movie about that. Giuseppe De Rosa, they will probably bring back Stephen Ogg to show how they both took over the Saviors. Oh, in the movie, they could do that. Yeah, that'll be interesting. That'll be nice. I would want to see that. Imagine if Dwight is there, pre-burnt face, and then, you know, we see him escape the first time, and of course, in our mind, we know it's when he went and him and Cherry found Daryl the first time. And then imagine if even before that they show us how Simon and Negan took over the Saviors and how everything went there. And imagine if they show us a bit of Simon and the ocean side, what he did to the ocean side. Not show it because of course I don't think they'll be able to do that because the actors are different and stuff, but just show something. If you even want to show it, maybe bring Cindy back, something like that. But I think there's definitely a lot of potential for a Here's Negan movie. Giuseppe De Rosa, do you wonder who was in charge before? Before Negan? I think it was just... I don't think they ever said who it was, but I think it was just people that just wanted power. They were just violent people before the apocalypse, and they found the chance to form a group, and they formed the group, and it was anything goes, much like the Whisperers, but it was not as savage or as bad as the Whisperers are. But I think it was along the same lines. Voltex 33, what would Gregory do if the Whisperers show up when he was Hilltop's leader? Whew. If Gregory was still the leader of Hilltop and the Whisperers showed up, he would say I'm sorry, we'll bend down for you guys and we won't ever come to your territories again and we'll forget that you killed Jesus. And here's your prisoner back. You know, leave us alone, please. Probably that's what he's gonna do. Or what he would have done. Wiltix33, I recently had a dream with the Whisperers. LOL, I'm serious. Were you eating too much before you went to bed? Or were you watching Walking Dead? Or the last episode before you went to bed? That's the only two explanations I have for you. I hope you weren't with the Whisperers in your dream. I hope you were fighting them. Giuseppe De Rosa, Gregory's Hilltop versus the Governor. The Governor all the way. Gregory's Hilltop would have crumbled almost instantly. Alright, we're 23 minutes in. We'll go for another 10 minutes. And that'll be the end of the stream here. And again, I do have to leave earlier this time because I have to go shopping and stuff. So, yeah. But rapid fire Q&A, I would say at this point for another 10 minutes. And that'll be it. Giuseppe De Rosa, what if Negan was in charge of Woodbury? It would be the same. He would expand and expand and expand until he has a big community like the Sanctuary was. And I think he would rule them the same way he ruled the Sanctuary. Giuseppe De Rosa, what if Simon was in charge of Alexandria? That's interesting. He would probably... Yeah, he would probably murder anyone who was against him. And whoever said something that he didn't like, he would probably treat other communities the same way as he treated Oceanside and Junkyard. If you fall in line, great. If you don't give us things, then you're dead. Probably that's what would have happened. Voltex 33, Gregory versus Spencer. Who's the worst to have in community out of these two? Gregory. Spencer, at least he tried a little bit. He was a scumbag, but he tried a little bit. Gregory, cowardice moves all the time. He was a scumbag and he was just not a good leader. He wasn't even a good member of the community. He was a nothing. So I would say Gregory. I could tolerate Spencer. I could not tolerate Gregory. Giuseppe De Rosa, what if Alexandria with Simon as leader versus Saviors with Negan as leader? That would have been an interesting battle, I would say. Who would win? I think Negan would have won. Simon was too unstable to be leading. And to have a chance at winning in a war with that attitude that he had. Giuseppe De Rosa, Simon was way worse than Negan. Absolutely. Giuseppe De Rosa, imagine we got a Rick versus imagine we got a Rick versus Simon fist fight. Rick versus Simon. That would have been interesting. Simon would probably have the upper hand for the most part. Rick wasn't really a good fighter. Fist fight wise. When he went against the governor, Michonne had to save him. When he went against Negan, Negan pretty much beat him. Pretty bad. Somehow. When they were fighting in the house and Rick had to get away, run away. And the second time they fought, Rick had the glass and he just cut Negan's throat. If he didn't have the glass, he was down. You know what I mean? He was down on his knees. So, Negan had the upper hand. So I don't think Rick was a good fighter. Fist fight wise. Giuseppe De Rosa, Negan had a bad though. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I don't think Rick was a good fighter. One-on-one. But if you got a side of Rick that rips your throat out, Simon didn't stand a chance. If we're talking about that Rick. Giuseppe De Rosa, Rick is a tactical fighter. Yes, absolutely agree with that. Voltex 33, have you watched I See Red, Song of Morgan by Soka 2? Or is it a video edit? Giuseppe De Rosa, Rick versus Dawn. Rick. Dawn, she was just not a fighter at all. She acted tough, but she wasn't really. Alright, we'll go for 5 more minutes of rapid fire Q&A and that'll be the end of the stream here. Bit of a slower stream, but it was a good stream for sure. My camera died again, so I have to bring it back. so my camera doesn't have a charge anymore on it. So just give me a few minutes here, guys. We're gonna have to do this for a little bit, for like 5 minutes, and that'll be it. And yeah, this screen is on this side, that's why I'm looking at the other side. Giuseppe De Rosa, Season 5 Rick versus Negan. Season 5 Rick versus Negan. That would have been a close fight, but I still think Negan was bigger, or Negan is bigger, so physically speaking, he would probably beat Rick either way, even if it is Season 5 Rick. But he would have put up a hell of a fight, for sure. Voltex33, what if Beta survived the hospital? Or Beth? Did I just say Beta? Anyway, what if Beth survived the hospital? Would it change anything with the story? Not really. Not really. Maybe a little bit here and there, but overall, not really. As I'm waiting here, I'll just charge my battery pack on my camera so I don't forget. I was just charging it too. I don't know what happened. Like it was just in charge before I started the stream, like half an hour ago. Anyway. Giuseppe De Rosa, Season 1 Carol versus Negan and Simon. LOL. Season 1 Carol would have been dead and gone long ago. Alright, so that's... Let me see how long are we in here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the end of the stream here. Thank you everyone for coming on and participating and asking questions. And for those of you that continuously support the channel, I appreciate that. I will see you guys very, very soon.